This is my first podcast and I am really nervous, but I'm not going to let my nerves and my procrastination come in. Perfectionism, we're chucking that out the window. We're just going to do it. We're just going to jump in. We're going to jump in scared. We're going to jump in not feeling like a professional. And I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to show up for you guys because I want to create my community. I want to meet people who love what I do, who are breaking generational curses and cycles and create and being conscious creators of their future. So let's get into it. I'm Tuesday and this is the Tuesday Effect podcast. I am a holistic counselor. I'm a single mama of 2 beautiful babies. I am a full-time student. I love to learn. I love to evolve. I love to expand. And I want to share with you real shit. I want to share with you things that I've been through and what I've learned along the way in hopes that you don't have to go through that to learn it. You know, I want to give you the wisdom that has helped me survive some of the most difficult times of my life in hopes that it will make the difficult times in your life a little easier. Now, being a single mom is one of the hardest things on the planet. It's one of the hardest things on the planet. Just being a mum in general is one of the hardest things to do as a human in this human experience. And I don't think it's spoken about very much in the spiritual world, you know, being a mom and juggling being a mom, you know, finances, school, being present with your children, but also making time for you and prioritizing the things that make you feel like you know, your rituals, the things you enjoy. It's not really spoken about, you know, how to do that, and there isn't really like a list on how to do it, but I'm just going to share with you my experience. And one of the first things I wanted to talk about was how I manifested my car during one of the most traumatic times of my life. And the reason I want to speak about this is because I'm not here to sell you manifesting techniques. I'm here to create a space and show you that getting everything that you want and creating the life that you want for yourself, for your children, there's no workbook for it. There's no course. There's no there's no thing that you can do that, you know, there's no perfect way. There's no one way. And yeah, that's why I'm creating this podcast. That's what's inspired me to do this first episode, is to share with you how I balance the spiritual world, the manifesting world, with my, you know, motherhood, being a mother, you know, not being able to commit to the same morning routine every day. Like, it's nearly impossible when you've got an 8-month-old baby. Like right now I'm filming this podcast and my son is asleep. So at any moment he could wake up and it's, you know, I've got to pause. So, you know, I want to be real. I don't like using the word realistic because whatever is realistic is what you choose to be your reality and realistic. And I believe that we can do anything and everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump straight into it. Sorry if that was a long introduction, but This is my first podcast after all, and I am doing it scared. So here we go. The first thing that I did to get my dream car was allow myself to be upset. Actually feel sorry for myself. Actually cry and feel the grief and the hurt and the anger. I didn't tell myself not to feel how I felt. And I'll give you a little backstory, a quick backstory. I'm not going to get into too much detail because, But I have an 8-year-old daughter, and I've been a single mum to her whole life. And then I met somebody, and, thought that was it. Thought he was it. Already had a lot of trauma being a single mum and not having the best experience the first time. So I was very afraid and told myself I didn't want any more children. I was very afraid to open up and do that again, and to be a single mum of 2 children, one's enough, let alone 2. That was my biggest fear of all fucking time, to be completely honest with you. It was my biggest fear. I was so afraid of that, and to get to the point of falling pregnant and keeping it with another man took a lot. It took a lot for me to do that. And again, I did that fucking scared, okay? Although at the time, this man, he made me feel like it was safe to do that at the time. He didn't convince me because I made my own choices, but he made all those promises that made me feel like I could trust him, that he wouldn't abandon me, that he would be there for me no matter what, and that he was willing to put in the work to stay together. And I thought as well, that's what I was willing to do. Anyway, it didn't work out that way. I'm a single mom of 2 kids. My biggest fear came fucking true. And through a lot of trials and tribulations and a lot of disagreements and, back and forth that I don't really need to get into the details of, I had to leave the home that we had made when my son was about 3 weeks old. And before that, I was leaving and staying at my sister's a lot from when he was 1 week old. So my pregnancy and after the birth, it was very painful and it was very fucking difficult. And I actually thought my life was going to end. This could be a little trigger warning. I wanted to, but I had a baby and a daughter that I had to be present for, and I had to still do the school runs while I'm fucking healing from giving birth. I had to stay with my sister's 1-bedroom apartment. I had to deal with this person who at the time was not what he said he would be, and things were not going the way we both thought they would go. So it was actually really fucking scary and sad, and I think back to who that was there, and I'm still not over it. I'm still not through it. I'm still picking up the pieces. I'm still fixing up the damage. I had to move into my parents' home. I had to move into my parents' house with my 2 children in Brisbane. I'm from the Gold Coast. I'm a beach gal. I had to leave all of that behind, my whole life that I'd built. And I had to move somewhere I hated, I didn't want to be. And I'm still dealing with that. I'm still not where I want to be, which is another reason why I wanted to start this podcast now, because I didn't want to start it, when I'm finished. Not that you ever finish, but when I'm where I want to be, and I've gone through everything, and you know, I can tell you how to get there. It's more about like, I want to bring you along the journey with me. I want to meet and connect with you and with people who aren't there yet, and so that together we can collectively support each other and, you know, anchor each other into the futures that we want, even though we aren't there yet, and even though where we are is really difficult. I want to help each other, and I want to take you with me along this journey. I want, you know, watch this space type vibes. Like, I want to show you what's possible in real time. I don't want to wait till I'm there and then, you know, make an ebook and tell you how to do it. No, I want to bring you along with me along this journey. I want you to watch me manifest and create my reality and get everything I fucking want, so that it rewires your subconscious and you cannot help but deeply, innately believe that it's possible for you too, because you're watching me do it. That's the whole point of this. Okay, so back to where we were. Biggest trauma of my life, and that was really glazed over. I didn't get into detail, and you know, that's for another episode. But let's, you know, move to where I am now. So it's been, my son's 8 months. I've been here since, let's say, end of July, mid-July. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. I've been here 7 fucking months. I've been here 7 months. I haven't lived with my parents since I was 14. Properly, in this type of way. You know, I've stayed, I've kind of whatever, but living with your parents is the most confronting experience. Like they say, if you think you're healed, go and have a dinner with your whole family. Okay, how about this? Go and live with your parents for 7 months in a bedroom with your 2 children while your parents are going through their own shit. Just go do that. It's still really hard. It's so fucking hard. I cried this morning. Okay, I'm looking for a rental in the middle of a housing crisis. I don't pay much attention to that because that's not my reality. I am not in a housing crisis. It's divine intervention. Spirit, God, source, universe is aligning my perfect house for me. And that is why I haven't got one yet, and I've been declined by so many places. But yeah, so I'm looking for my home again. I'm building my life from the fucking bottom up with 2 children now. And it's really difficult, but these processes, and I'm going to share with you things that really helped me through it, are still helping me through it. And essentially helped me manifest a car that I've always wanted, while I'm nowhere near in the environment that I want to be. And I'm not, you know, I'm not meditating every fucking day. I'm not doing my morning rituals every fucking day. I'm not, you know, being consistent with my spiritual activities and my, you know, rituals, like, because I'm a mom, I can't right now. It's very difficult right now for me to be rigid in those rituals. An 8-month-old baby who's exclusively breastfeeding, you know, my world revolves around him, not the other way around. So, but I still did it. I still manifested something that I want, and I do genuinely feel like I'm this close from getting my place. I feel it. I can feel it in my bones. It's the year of the snake, the shedding, this fucking crazy 2025, year of 9 endings, everything falling apart, everything ending. And the year of the horse is coming up on February 17th. And I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming for me. I feel like there's a shift coming for everybody collectively, for you watching. And if you've come to this page, you've been through some shit. You've been through some fucking shit. And you can feel it too. Because if you're drawn to this podcast, if you're drawn to me and my work, you're ready for a shift. You're ready to do the work to integrate your lessons and move forward into this year. Like, giddy fucking up, guys. Giddy up. So I allowed my feelings. I've cried a lot. I've journaling. Oh my God. I don't do it every day, but especially when things were difficult or I felt angry towards a person, towards a situation, writing a letter to them as if you're speaking to them, as if no one can hear you, no one can see you, there's no one watching you, no one knows what you've written. You can be fully raw, you can be mean, you can just let it out, like let everything out that you've ever wanted to say in your journal on a piece of paper, and burn that shit. Burn that shit. And not just scrunch it up, burn it. Sit there, and watch it disappear. Watch it, that anger. So you've taken the anger and the feelings out of your body. You've put it onto paper, right? And then you've taken it outside, and then you've taken that paper that holds your emotional energy, and you're lighting it on fire, and that flame is destroying it. It's transmuting it. It's changing it from a feeling in your body to a piece of paper to fucking nothing. To absolutely nothing. It disappears. It goes. And just the representation of that helped me so much. I didn't feel guilty for feeling pissed off because I knew I could do something with it. I didn't have to hold on to it. I didn't have to go to them or the person and tell them. Like, I could just get it out and safely, and it'd be okay. I liked and used this analogy of like a battery. Like, when batteries go flat, when you've expended all of your energy and you're all used up, feeling your emotions, being present with your emotions, actually sitting there and going, wow, I felt this, I feel this because of this, poor me. Actually being present and feeling and releasing those emotions, that recharges the battery. It doesn't happen all at once, but in my experience, each time I did it, each time I wrote it out, each time I screamed, cried, sobbed, I would go into the car and just be like, I'm triggered just doing that. Scream, cry. Every time I did that, like, I didn't leave the scream cry or leave the journaling session and be like, problem solved, I'm better now. No, I didn't. Repetition. It takes repetition. But each time you do it, you recharge your battery just that little bit more. Just that little bit more. And then, a month later, 2 months later, a year later, whatever it is, however long it takes, there is no right or wrong length, by the way. There is no, you should be over it by now. No, that's not real, okay? Humans aren't linear. Healing isn't linear, okay? We go up, we go down, we go back, forward, around and around and around and around. But eventually, your battery recharges and you wake up one day and you don't need to scream cry. You might not be like, let's go, get money and let's go. You know, I love my life. It might not be that, but you won't need to scream cry that day. Okay? You won't need to journal. You just won't feel the need to. You'll just be able to exist. And like that really helped me so much. Like not putting the pressure on having to be this high vibe, having to, you know, be in that frequency of my desires all the time. Because when you like force yourself to get into that frequency, and like I'm also not saying don't do that. If you can, if you have the emotional capacity to bring yourself up and align yourself to the vibration, to the frequency of who you want to be, by all fucking means, you're amazing. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. But sometimes we can't, and it's okay. That's the whole point, is it's okay if you can't, you know. Don't beat yourself up for not being able to do it that one time. I'm going to do this, draw this picture. So this is like a little visual representation of recharging your battery and healing, taking time, and how each time you release, by journaling, by crying, by doing whatever it is, which I'll get into more of what releasing means. Each time you do it, you don't need to do it for as long. It becomes quicker. And then one day you don't need to do it. Then you need to do it the next day, but then in 3 days you don't need to do it. So life is a swirl, okay? I'm going to start with a swirl. I don't know if you can see this because I face the camera away from me so I don't get distracted. But, okay, we got the swirl, all right? This is trauma. Ooh, that there, pain, something that's happened. And then we go around and we got to exist, and then it comes up again and we're like, oh, and then we got to keep going around. And then this is the next release and it's like, oh, okay. And then the next release. And then the next release. And if you notice, each release, the trauma has less effect on your life. And then eventually, we're back to a normal swirl with no bump. And that doesn't mean that that trauma is not still there. But each time it has come up in our subconscious, each time it has come up through remembering, through memories, and we release it, we release its power. We release its energy and its emotional charge, and it becomes less and less intense. It's still there. And that is wisdom. That's wisdom right there. Wisdom, okay? It's still there. But we've learnt what we needed to learn from it, and we've released it, and we're now moving on slowly. So that's what I've been doing. So releasing, emotional releasing. There are so many techniques, and I've actually made it's called the Surrender Space. It's a little mini course. It's a little mini bundle. It's not a course. It's more of like a bundle of a release technique, somatic shaking, and some journal prompts and a guided audio. So I'll leave the link somewhere in here, probably down. This is my first podcast, okay? But I'll leave the link in the description. You can go and have a look at that. But I'm going to share with you a few more techniques that I use. Okay, so somatic shaking is one where you shake your body intuitively. There's no like, you need to do this or you need to do this. It's just letting loose, going, go. Shake, shake, shake. Whenever you're feeling angry, sad, whatever, shake. That shaking is an energetic, emotional release. Crying. And I know it's like, yeah, I do cry. No. Sorry about that background noise. Gross, I know. No, it's not just crying. It's crying and allowing yourself to cry. You know, there's a difference between like having a tear up and actually saying, I need to cry. And I know that with these tears, each tear, I'm releasing that energy. I'm releasing that pain. Our tears contain the stress hormone, cortisol. So each tear is a little bit of cortisol leaving your body. It literally releases the cortisol, the stress hormone, out of your body. That event, the memory has triggered. Like, are you kidding me? It's incredible. And then once you finish crying, your body releases endorphins like dopamine, which help you feel calm. They help you relax. So crying isn't just crying. It releases cortisol, and then after you cry, your body naturally creates the feel-good chemicals in your body to help you calm, to help you heal from that. So don't stop yourself from crying. I know that can be hard because, you know, you might have children, but let's normalize crying. That's what I've been trying to do. Like, yeah, baby, I love you. I am really sad though. And I'm crying because I'm letting it out. I'm letting out my emotions so it doesn't stay in my body. So I love you. I'm just going to cry for a little bit. And I know that might sound morbid to some, but it's not to me anymore. My daughter sees me cry. You know, it's not like the end of the world. She goes, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But I love you. And I'm just crying. I'm just letting it out. She's like, okay. And she'll just sit and play while I cry. Like, it's actually really beautiful to normalize our emotions and not tell ourselves we can't feel it because it's uncomfortable. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, and then it isn't that uncomfortable anymore. Stretching is another emotional release tool that I use very regularly. For women's, I feel like it's for men as well, but I'm just going to go on the women train for this little bit because our hips, you know, our womb, our hips, that's where our emotional energy stores. So doing hip stretches and not like just, stretch, really close your eyes and be present with your body. And it you know, that pain of like, ooh, that's tight. Breathe into that. Inhale. And as you exhale, push yourself a little bit further. And the representation of being able to allow your body to feel uncomfortable transmutes to being able to deal with uncomfortable emotions as well. You know, it works hand in hand. Everything is connected. My son woke up for a sec, but he's back to sleep. So stretching. And like, you don't have to be crazy. You don't have to be a yoga professional. You can watch YouTube. You can download apps that help you find the stretches and the areas of your body that you want to focus on, and really like pay attention to you. Pay attention to your body. Where do you feel tight? Where do you feel like you're, you know, tensing? Where in your body do you want to soften more? Like that, follow that, go with that. There's no right or wrong, okay? Every stretch is a release. Any anytime you're opening, that is releasing energy. Okay, so if you're opening your muscles, you are releasing energy. Sometimes you might feel like a tingle and it feels kind of like pins and needles. That's energy leaving your body. That is stored energy, suppressed emotions leaving your body. So don't stop when you feel that. It's not what you think it is. It's a good thing. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about how specifically I got my car. Okay, so in between, when my batteries were full, okay, which isn't all the time, but sometimes my battery would be full. You know, I would have those few days of crying, those few days of feeling like I wanted to. And then the next days, I would feel better. I would feel not better, but like a release. Like there's that energy isn't in me anymore. And I had the capacity to sit down and visualize and think about things that I wanted and how I want to feel and what house I want, what car I want. Whenever I did that, I would always visualize a black car with black rims, heaps of space. You know, I wanted it to be modern. I wanted there to be aircon. You know, I'm not whatever. Like, I'm a material girl. And you watch this space, okay? I'll be in a beach house villa with my Land Rover in my 6-door garage. But for now, I just wanted something that was comfortable, that was reliable for me and my kids. And the way it came about was not in the way that I expected, which is another thing about detachment. Each time I speak, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about that. Detachment. So I'll talk about detachment after I talk about this. I had an idea. I wanted a Land Rover, right? That was like my ultimate dream car. But I focused more on how it would feel to be in that car. Yes, the aesthetics were important to me, very important to me. I'm an aesthetic queen. I love to look good. I love to feel good. So black rims, black car, like all black tinted windows. I wanted a 4-wheel drive. I wanted a big car. Pause. Sorry about that. Quick little detour. Little 8-month baby boy. So yes, black rims, black car, tinted windows, big, enough space, aircon, comfortable for me to travel with my 2 children, okay, and have enough space in the car for all the things that I need. Just quick little detail. If you hear little baby, that's my son. Not much I can do about it. Single mum things, okay? And so when I had the energy, when I had the space, I would do my little visualizations. And I couldn't do it for too long. You know, I'm talking 5 minutes, I'm talking 10 minutes. Whenever I could, I would. And that wasn't consistent, okay? It was just kind of whenever I had the time. If he had a nap, I would quickly lie down, do a quick little visualization. And I would focus on how I would feel in that car. Okay, when I would drive my little shitbox, I would thank it and just be grateful for it and having it. And I would, you know, while I'm driving it, envision me driving my dream car. That's what I would do. Anyway, so, you know, I detached from how I would get it. I detached from exactly what type of car. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't allow that to stop me from making decisions based on those details, if that makes sense. And then, coincidentally, because I'm living with my mum, I'm going to tell you how it manifested, because we put it into the quantum field, we put it in, we manifest, we put it into our emotions, into the vibrational fields, and it manifests. Okay, so I'm going to explain how it manifests, because sometimes it isn't the way you think it's going to be, and that's why detachment is so critical, because if we attach to what it is, how it comes to us, we can limit ourselves, and we can actually do the opposite and push away what it is we're wanting, because we're not allowing it for its natural, most divine, we're not allowing its divine form to take place, because we've set up rules and conditions. So, I let go of how it was going to come to me. I knew it was going to come to me. I didn't fucking know how it was going to come to me, but I knew it was going to come to me. Anyway, I live with my mum, and she's going through her own shit as a woman. And she just comes to me one day and says, I'm going to get a new car. I'm going to get a loan, and I'm going to get a new car, because my car... Oops, pause. I'm back. She says, I'm going to get a new car. That my car is too big for me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe I'll buy your car. Joking. She's like, wait, yeah, like you could just pay me off. I'm a single mum, so I don't have thousands of dollars sitting in my bank account. One day I will, though, watch this space. But at this time, I didn't. So, again, if I said, no, if I told myself, no, I need to have the money to buy this car, to buy a car, it needs to be this car, I would have shut myself off to that. So anyway, she goes, what? Well, why don't you? And I'm like, wow, okay, that's an idea. And honestly, it's a little bit older than what I wanted. It's not a Range Rover. But it is a beautiful black Pajero with black rims, quite modern, aircon, big, reliable, gorgeous looking car. Anyway, I kind of push it away. I just, again, detach. I'm not really sure. Mum hasn't gotten a car yet. Anyway, a couple of weeks go by. She comes to me. I bought my car, and just hands me the keys to her car. I'm like, wait, what? She's like, I bought a new car. Here's your car. And I'm like, wait, okay. Like, the art of surrender, my surrender space will help you with that, and I'll leave the link up or down or wherever. But surrender, I surrendered. I could have been like, no, pause. I could have been like, no, this is not what I want. I don't have the money right now. I wanted a Range Rover. It's not as new as I wanted it to be. It doesn't have a sunroof. I could have, but instead I just surrendered, and I allowed. I mean, she put it in my fucking hand. She gave me a key in my hands. Like, what more of a sign from the universe do I need? That here is one of your manifestations. Like, you deserve this. Take it. And so, because I detached from its outcome, because I surrendered, I allowed the space for this. And now I've nearly paid it off, and it's not much longer now, like a couple of weeks, and I've paid it. It's mine. I own it. It's beautiful. I love driving. I feel rich when I'm driving it. It's just like all of a sudden I have my car that I want. I didn't know that it was going to be that way. I didn't know that my mum, it was sitting in the driveway the whole time, like I didn't know. I didn't ever assume that. It was like the last thing I kind of thought. I always admired mum's car, but I never thought, oh, that'll be mine. So, surrender. Surrendering to the process also saved my life. I surrendered, I detached, I let go of what exactly I thought it was going to be, and I just allowed it to be what it was. And in the process of surrendering, I got something better than what I thought. Quicker than what I thought, like way quicker than what I thought, and in a way I never thought. you know. And our small little brains just cannot compute the magic of this universe. So when we try and, you know, when we try and make it logical and think about it in a logical way, we're so limited in our perceptions and in what we can create, you know, because we're just starting to learn about the amazing magic of the universe. So when we let go, we allow the infinite possibilities to come, and the possibilities that we couldn't even imagine, that we couldn't even create. Surrendering. And how you surrender is just by letting go of the need to control the outcome. Know how you want to feel. Know how it will feel. Not necessarily exactly what it looks like. Yes, you want to focus on what it looks like because that can help you find the feeling. And also, you can focus on what it looks like if that's what you want. Like, there's no right or wrong to this. It's just figuring out what works for you and what allows you to hold the vibration, and the emotion is the vibration. Whatever helps you find the emotion of the thing that you want and how it would feel when you have that thing and like you already have that thing, do it that way. Whether it's visualizing, whether it's mirror work, whether it's, you know, listening to affirmations, whether it's meditating, whatever it is, do that. Whatever helps you embody the emotion of already having it, do that. And then detach from the outcome and of how it's going to come to you. Don't try and figure out how you're going to get it. That's how we, you know, go the opposite direction of our manifestations. Another tool that I would love to do as well during this process is EFT tapping. It's where we tap the meridian energetic points on our heads, third eye, temple, under the eye, top of the lip, chin, chest, under the armpit, kind of like where your bra sits, wrists, and looking in the mirror and affirming the things you want. Like, I make $10,000 months. I am a multi-millionaire. Everything I want comes to me easily. I always get what I want or something even better. That is one of my favorite ones. I do that a lot as well. So yeah, again, there's no right or wrong way to manifest, and there's no right or wrong way to release your emotions, but we cannot get what we want if we do not look at where we are and allow ourselves to be where we are. That's the whole point of this, okay? Is to just surrender and allow yourself to feel your emotions, feel your difficult emotions. It's okay to be where you are. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to feel upset and feel that grief. So allow yourself to feel that. That's like the bottom line of this. And I did that. And when my battery was charged and when I did have the energy, I visualized what I want, and it still came to me. I wasn't visualizing every fucking day. I wasn't completely rigid in my rituals. I wasn't able to manifest, to affirm every single day. A lot of days I cried and I was angry and I was upset. Yet I still attracted and manifested something that I needed and wanted at that time. And that was what I needed at that time, because yeah, I might have wanted a house more, but I wanted and needed that car to be able to go to the inspections back down the Gold Coast and wherever, and travel with my children comfortably in order to lead me to my house. So again, surrendering, the art of surrender. So if you love and resonate with this, if you're a single mama and you're doing so much work, like and subscribe and, comment where you are right now. I want to connect with you. I want to see you. I want to feel you. I want to create my community, guys. I want to connect with you. I want to meet you, and I want to hear your stories and your journeys, and how you've gotten through your traumas and your difficulties, because we're fucking brilliant. We're aliens, man. We're floating on a planet in the middle of space, and we can actually make our reality whatever we want, and it needs to be spoken about more. And we need to be real with each other and just allow each person to be who each person is, and not judge and criticize and, oh, well, you're doing that wrong. No, you don't make up the rules. You're not God. Well, we are God, but, we make up our own rules. Other people don't. Society, no. It's up to us. So thank you. If you made it this far, I love you so much. If you made it this far, let me know. I want to know how this made you feel. I hope it brought you some faith that where you are is okay, and that no matter what you're doing, it's exactly what you should be doing right now. If you desire something, it's because it is your destiny. Our desires are our North Star. It is our destiny. It is our soul plan. So don't doubt yourself. If you desire an abundant life, if you desire riches and success and fame and whatever it is, it's because that is your destiny. No matter whether you're a single mom struggling right now, no matter what, no matter if you're in an abusive relationship, you can create your dream life, okay? You just need to get through this right now. I love you. I love you so much. Please follow me on my socials. I'll leave all my links down below. This is the Tuesday Effect. I've got my counseling page, which is Jade Dragon. All done by me. If you want to connect and work with me one-on-one, talk deeper, or just connect, I would absolutely love to hear from you so fucking much. Podcasts are going to keep popping out. I hope to do one a week. I'd love to do more, but I'm going to set the goal for one a week. So this is my first episode. If you have any, constructive criticism for me, I would love that. I would love any guidance on how to make these better for you and more enjoyable for you. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for making it this far. Thank you for being who you are. I love you so fucking much. I can't even talk about it. I don't know. There's no words that compute. There's no words that are enough. But I love you again. Have a beautiful fucking day. Stay present. Where you are is exactly where you're supposed to be.